taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
Speaking of creative heavyweight fights.
Yeah. This it comes to the PBC card, where we had, former heavyweight champion of the world Andy Ruiz Jr. and we had Luis Ortiz in the main event. And before we get into that, I want to touch upon the undercard just a little bit. El Rayo getting KO'd. That was the boxing gods talking to us. That needed to happen. The boxing gods didn't like that bullshit when they gave him Francisco Vargas, and Vargas got knocked the fuck up by the first serious shot that he took.
And even before the day of the fight, people were in chat and talking about, El Rayo will knock out Pitbull Cruz. I'm like, okay, you really think that?
Really, exactly. And like I said, he was originally supposed to fight, Gisrael Corrales, but Corrales had a visa issue, and I didn't mind that fight at all because, like I said, Corrales wasn't faded like Vargas was. But getting De Los Santos in there, someone who's actually on his actual level and an actual puncher to boot, that was the perfect fight because we got to see what type of defensive chin he had, and he has little of either.
Clearly, I bet PBC ain't mentioned any of your young star prospects with the unknown Dominican for.
See, that's the reason why. Yeah, Joey Spencer. They already put that for Joey Spencer. It's like, okay, no Dominicans for Joey Spencer. We don't need to realize.
This Dominicans is kind of just creeping up on motherfuckers and just not bodies.
Yeah, shout out to Broadway Joel. Because Joel had been singing the praises. He'd been saying that this shit was going to happen.
And, you needed something to kind of shake up boxing a little bit, like right. They definitely like the country, like Dominican Republic, like the boxers, the champions, the people who's making moves. When we do the Ring Gang Awards, next year for this year, 2022, like how we've been doing. Definitely winning some categories.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because they've been on point, and De Los Santos. If you watch the show box, you see dude has serious power, serious power.
And he got dropped too. That was a good little three.
He got dropped too.
2 rounds. I don't know if it was 3 or 2, but that was a good little.
Yeah, El Rayo though. Yeah, it seemed like De Los Santos was having his shit fucked up with a jab. Like dude would land a power jab, and this thing's eyes would be like, "What the fuck?" And his head would be snapping this way and that. Yeah, he couldn't tell. He couldn't take the power, and then he was the hooks that De Los Santos was landing was flush.
Man. It was like a man versus a boy, but actually De Los Santos is supposedly 22. He's younger than El Rayo. So
exactly. Yeah, so that's why I love seeing young prospects getting matched up. To me, there needs to be more of that. When they're at that level. That's why that's the type of fights I want to see Jared Big Baby Anderson in on top rank. If they have the top rank has the balls to make fights like that.
Those are fights that I've expected Joey Spencer to be in already.
Exactly.
I think Spencer will have something. I think one of those, like a Lubin, that'd be a good fight. But that was
slowest career progression.
Yeah, he's been topic of the year. Like how long?
because they realized that look, if we have him at 154, we have him at 154. These killers are gonna annihilate him.
There's too many goddamn sharks at 154. Yeah. And also, real quick, the preliminaries. I just wanted to say that I thought that Planilla Aleem fight was gonna be better.
But there was levels. There was levels. Yeah, there was. Aleem again. He showed that there was levels to this shit. Yeah. Aleem put his foot in his ass.
It was the better performance because against Baez he looked a little shaky, but yeah, this shit he watched that Filipino. Goddamn.
Yeah, Aleem was looking like when me and LB were watching him against Pasillas. It's like he looked like he was the truth again.
Yeah. I want to see him before Fulton moves up. That's a fight.
That was Aleem and Fulton. Like if Fulton can get Akhmadaliev or whatever like that, put him in the ring of Aleem. Like I'd love to see that.
That's a great fight on paper.
Yeah, do that. But and then afterwards, they had Mares, coming out of his retirement. I was not. Of course, if I'm Mares, like that's not the fight you want to see him in because. dude's eyes. He's had torn retinas, detached retinas. Like, you don't want. And like I said, I hate fighters that gamble with the eyesight. And Mares did not seem to. I mean, he wasn't broke. I mean, dude had a job on camera. He's probably making this little $600,000, $800,000 a year or whatever doing that shit. Maybe even more. Who knows? But there is no reason for him to have gone back in the ring. And then you go into a ring with someone like Miguel Flores, who got knocked out in all but one of his losses. And you see Mares at one time was pound for pound. Make no mistake about it. Mares was that. I mean, barring the the Abeco fight, which still pissed me off to no end. Dude was actually doing it. Dude, he was that guy for a minute. Then of course Johnny Gonzalez does Johnny Gonzalez things and takes his zero, and then after that I don't think Mares ever regained level. His level, and then the Santa Cruz fights kind of took the sales out of him. But yeah, Flores, it was kind of sad to me watching Mares land everything but the kitchen sink on Flores, and Flores didn't go nowhere.
Nope.
Nowhere, not wobbling, not hurting, none of that shit.
And Mares, he really think he won though.
Yeah, and that's the problem. He didn't, because he faded in the second half. And dude was on fumes.
He faded bad. Yeah, he faded bad in the second half, man.
Yeah, and Flores was putting hands on him. Like if that was 12 rounds, he might have been able to force a stop it.
The draw was the right call. Like honestly, I feel like Mares should kind of look at this as I got out there, I got a chance to box again. I love the sport. I didn't look too bad because he had some decent little moments.
Yeah,
he
had
was
moments,
there.
Offensively, because like I say, he landed, but like I say, it's a bad look because
it's a bad look, and I don't see him getting any better. I know he was rusty, but still, and it's like he get any better, the opponents get better, and it's like I don't want to see nobody get hurt. Like,
right, and the problem is because at his peak, Mares was a feather. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a feather and shit like that, and a bantam, super bantam, but he was fighting a lightweight, and like I said, I don't think he doesn't have lightweight power, so that's a problem. So I'll look at it because I think someone mentioned, I was reading that Mares' wife looked pissed that it was a draw because it could be because either that he didn't win or that he might continue because it was a draw.
Yeah, but I feel like who knows, unless you're gonna fight like the jobber of all jobbers, like why risk it? Because now you might lose unless you're gonna fight someone you can kind of get out of there. I believe if you want to sail off into the sunset, go ahead, but just be smart about it.
Yeah. Like honestly, he should look at himself. Look, Flores got knocked out in 3 of his 4 of his losses. Like if I can't knock out somebody this, or I can't dent somebody like this, then I probably need to just go back to the broadcasting booth and and maintain my eyesight and just be healthy. But like I said, boxing is a cold game. Like sometimes, fighter at his core, like even if they have options, sometimes they think that they don't have options, and that's really sometimes boxing is all they know, for better or for worse. And then because he was talking that I want to fight Tank Talk, and that fight should never happen. Never happen.
I joked around about Tank versus Tevin Farmer. He knocked that nigga's eyes straight as a joke, but I don't want to see him potentially make that dude blind.
Yeah, exactly. Because Tank hits way too fucking hard. And Mares, I'm sure his vision ain't 100%. To me, think he can get out of the way of those bombs. So I mean, I just hope Mares realizes that he's like 36. He doesn't need the shit anymore. He seemingly has money. He has a job in the booth. Just maintain, man. If you need to do that, train fighters or something like that.
Dude, but you know as good as I know, man. That boxing call is something else, man. That's just like addictive, yo.
Yeah. And part of me thinks, I think he has some. I think because I know he had been on. I should be in the Hall of Fame and shit like that. Because I know he'd been on that type of wave too. I think sometimes some of these fighters have some either have regrets or they think that they didn't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, or people forgot how good or great they were. And I think that's I think all of that applies to him. But yeah, you just don't want to see him do it. Like, I mean, I know, yeah, boxing, it's in you, it calls you. He don't need to take those punches anymore. He's good. He has money. Like he doesn't need.
You got the Showtime gig, commentary and shit. Yeah.
But well, remains to be seen. If he heeds the call of that. And then we got the fight that disgusted me the most, and this is not even the main event, with Isaac Cruz and Eduardo Ramirez. Like I said, I haven't been happy about how Cruz has been moving since the Tank fight. Yeah, give him Gamboa, a fight that shouldn't happen, and then they give him someone who's at 130. It could be at 130. And
everybody made the weight, nigga.
Well, I would imagine that Ramirez would make the weight because they ain't been finding that at 130. And then of course, unfortunately, Ramirez brutally knocks. Ramirez gets brutally knocked out by Cruz, and I'm just looking at this shit like. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that knockout was sick. Like Cruz bodied him. Like, geez. Like Cruz. Like, honestly, if you look at it, like, Cruz is what Tevin Farmer could have been doing if he would have took the Tank fight.
Right.
Because Cruz gonna be like, he's gonna be main eventing soon. Like, it's getting there.
He's on pay-per-view these days. You know that. Like, we know this, Cruz is only fighting on pay-per-view.
But he's making the most out of these opportunities by like bodying these damn opponents. Like, look how he put Gamboa into the ropes. Like,
let me ask you real quick: would you consider Isaac Cruz a top 5 lightweight right now? Maybe 5th.
He top 10 definitely. Maybe top 7.
He's 6 in the ring, so I don't know. I thought maybe
The thing with him is like,
I mean, nigga, that's the ring, man.
That's
Come
the
on.
ring. Yeah, but he's he's up in the sanctioned bodies. What I'm saying, he's like most sanctioned bodies, like top 3, top 4. So that's why I'm wondering if y'all consider him a top.
I guess anywhere between 7 and 4.
Okay, yeah, 4 and 7.
I mean, keep in mind before the Tank fights. I mean, dude went the distance with Francisco Vargas, and we saw that shit going.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has his moments. Like, I mean,
he's entertaining. Like, honestly, for me, you can match him up with any top 10 lightweight, and it sounds exciting. But
right, the question is, are they
putting it together?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, because the one thing I wasn't happy about when this motherfucker is like, I'm going to face Tank because he got a title and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, what title does Tank have? Like, no, he's not the champion.
People's champ title. I need a payday title.
Yeah, but I need a payday title. It's like, like if you're scared, say you're scared though, but don't talk bullshit. Like, just say you want Tank.
No one's gonna say they scared, man, and no one's gonna. If this a GameStop belt, god damn it, niggas is gonna get their GameStop belt. That's just the way it is. Niggas is legitimizing the belt by that shit.
It's kind of crazy.
I just want him to say, look, I want to face Tank next, and I want the money. Like, I can respect honesty.
Exactly. Even De Los Santos is calling out. All these guys are calling out Tank and not Haney.
As they should.
The money, yeah.
Niggas want that. Niggas want to get on pay-per-view first of all. And just to say they did, and they're in the main event, like, they see how that changed Cruz's life.
Of course. Yeah, because because he had
and the promo Showtime. Look how big Canelo got with the Plant fight, and then he went back to being a nobody with the Bivol fight.
Yo, you love saying that shit, yo.
Am I lying though?
You're not lying though.
Nah, I didn't watch none of that KSI shit, but I heard it's something more than Canelo Bivol, so it's kind of that's pay-per-view buys, but whatever. The Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, they killing that because they know how to market and get the most out of their fan base. Boxing still hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
And the whatever bullshit fights that people want to see, they happen, whereas boxing, they take too long to happen if they happen.
The marinade's too long, yeah.
Like honestly, the biggest fight that I could say that just happened sooner than you expected, but it was right on time. It's Baumgartner Mayer, really.
Yeah.
It is. See, it felt like it marinated, or it had a potential for just a long enough time where you're glad it's happening now.
Yeah, they're building it up too. You're right.
Yeah, but it's like you don't have enough fights that fit that criteria though.
Right.
Yeah, or as much past the expiration date or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like you only need a fight needs to be hyped up only for damn 6 to 8 months. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be taking this damn 2 and 3 year journey.
Crawford Spence.
Yes.
Like, especially if niggas on the same network. Like, geez. Yeah, exactly. I don't even care about Crawford Spence no more.
I really don't. Yeah, it's like
I'm already like moved on. I'm like, give me Crawford, Ortiz, give me Spence, Boots.
Give me I'm like, yeah. As long as these other fights get made, it's whatever. Like if Crawford Spence get made, it's just the icing on the cake. But yeah,
if it doesn't, let Ortiz and Boots get belts and just get on, move up in weight and get on with it already.
Right. Yeah. You know, but yeah, Cruz. I mean, Cruz did what he had to do. It's just like I personally, because I actually like Ramirez as a fighter because he bodied a Barthélemy brother on pay-per-view, and I was happy. And but yeah, it was one of those fights where I just feel like that shouldn't. It to me is like the matchmaking around him is just lazy. You know, and I know now that they're calling for a Tank rematch. And it's one of those things now. It's like because Tank himself is under that microscope too, because even his fans are calling him out on the bullshit. So it's like Tank can't get no soft touch or some random job or a journeyman.
But see, I don't even mind a Cruz rematch, but this is the thing. Like it gets to the point. It's like with Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. It gets to a point where you try to manipulate the circumstance too many times until you're almost forced into a harder fight than you would originally had in the get-go.
Right.
And you're not trying, and PBC, I put blame on them a little bit because they could be doing a better job of building up opponents for Tank, to really make him feel like he's the people's champ moneymaker. Like he just really they needed like right now, like if you're not gonna make a Cruz rematch, you're not gonna get Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about Teofimo. Like then who?
Well, here I'll answer that. Like realistically, when I make fights these days, I just do it by platform. So PBC at 135, they had El Rayo, but obviously that's out the window. So you can insert De La Santo. But they got Rolly, obviously, Frank Martin. Dominican Michelle Ali Rivera. I mean, there's fights to make if not, Tank, you know what I mean? On that platform, Showtime, PBC, whatever you want to call it. I mean, again, I think Pitbull against any of those guys sound like a good fight.
They gotta build up a co-main that can lead to a Tank fight. That's what they keep fucking up. Like,
right.
Like they don't do that, and they just keep showcasing Cruz instead of him winning significant fights.
Fight. Yeah, in a competitive. I mean, if you want to sacrifice, that's the thing. They don't want to sacrifice those zeros, and
yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's trying to play everything too perfect, like, and it's just like
But tell me, Frank Martin versus Pitbull don't sound like it would be a damn good fight. You know what I mean?
That is a damn good fight. The winner get Tank.
Yeah, something like that,
Look, I'd take Rivera. I'd take Michelle, the Rivera Cruz. Winner get Tank.
Yeah, something like that, bro. Yeah.
Or if you're gonna do it, have Rolly fight Rivera or Rolly Cruz.
You can mix it up.
Winner get the winner get the rematch and have Tank fight somebody else. Like, Tank and Frank Martin with Rolly Cruz as the co-main.
Yeah, but the PBC Al Heyman, that's two main events. Sadly, you know what I mean. It shouldn't be.
And honestly, it shouldn't be looked at as that way. But you're right. It's like they start like, damn, like they barely wanted to give us the real plan.
Right.
and yes, Showtime has a perfect cookie cutter formula for promotion. No lie, yeah, agreed, Android. And because they're not afraid to make the fucking content. All these other people, like, I think I want to get a camera. And the trash talk segment for TR, yeah, that shit was on point too.
Right, yeah. And then whereas, like I said, obviously the biggest fight that's happening right now in about a week and a half or so with Triple G Canelo, like we should have gotten a segment. Now, even after
Is it me that Buzz is dead for that shit, bro?
It's dead now. Remember, the fight had buzz all summer, but they couldn't bring it home. That's what's happening.
Because it started with Mad Nello. You know, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, man, for talking shit. Like, the fuck happened?
Remember, it was up in the air at first, and because there was like maybe before a rematch, and then boom, they dropped it. And everybody's like, okay, I could see. Because remember, old boxing media was pushing for it now, so they had a lot. They had a lot to do with the early hype, but then it actually settled in. And when they started doing a little promo, and people was like, Golovkin started talking shit, and then people kind of was like, you know what? I want to see this. Like, niggas started bringing up Wilder Fury 3, and then people wanted closure. So it kind of, the promo peaked in the summer.
It did.
And they didn't. And like you said, they just couldn't. They couldn't bring it home. They couldn't keep it going. Like, they couldn't close it out. Like, it's timing. Like, TR Top Rank was perfect with the trash talk segment because Baumgartner and Mayer been at it this whole time, and they didn't let it peak. They let it just keep going, and then they added to it the fight week on some like, and you know what else? Boom. That's how you do it, man. I wish these promotional entities would, if they could all do more than one thing good.
Right. Yeah, my fault. But
no, that's really the problem. Like, all of them are known for one good thing, and it's like, you get one place that could that knows how to build up opponents, pays people accordingly, can make in-house fights and can make cross-promotion fights. Got like somebody who could just do everything, and it's not a fucking cash grab, A-Rab money, ring around the rosy tournament. Bullshit, that's all. But yeah, say what you're about to say. My bad.
What was it?
Say what you was gonna say.
Oh no, I was gonna say this build up because even like I got a boy, a homie who's like a somewhat casual boxing fan asking me, "Hey man, you can watch the women's? The fight." I'm like, "What, the women's fight?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm into it." I was like, I was surprised with how they built that up. They are doing great promotion for it. And mainly it's because of the not even Shields Marshall, because of the Baumgartner Meyer shit, man.
Right.
They're building it up like they're supposed to. I had a tweet earlier today just saying, like, if more boxers treated their fights like that, boxing would grow easily.
That's facts. That's facts.
Right.
It don't take much. You hate a nigga and you can't stand him and you got something to prove. Like, but now we going off on a tangent. Let's get to
let's pause that part.
We'll get more into that though. So
just let you know how bad we want to talk about that fight.
Yeah, Ruiz and Ortiz, man. Like I said, unfortunately, this fight should have ended in an actual knockout, but instead it went up to 12 rounds, and with the exception of maybe 2-3 rounds tops, the fight was a dud in the action. Now, obviously there was just a lot of hand checking and shit like that. And
you talking about with Ortiz Ruiz, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my mind blacked out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
I saw Android's comment, and I just wanted to say, the reason why they're doing that because they would have to revisit the Canelo loss to Bivol.
Damn, that's a good observation.
Yeah,
and they don't want to do that.
They don't want to bring that up. They don't want people to remember that. It just happened 2 months ago.
And they're making a mistake by doing it because it's hurting selling the fight and bringing it home, because the whole you're not mentioning Golovkin's best KO win in years.
The buzz is dead, bro. The buzz team is dead for that shit.
That's their fault. But yeah, back to shout outs to Android for bringing that point out.
Yeah. So I mean, with Ruiz, but I mean, this fight should have ended. Ruiz Ortiz should have ended in round 2, because
Facts.
because Ruiz had him, like, Ruiz knocked him down twice, had all the time in the world to really get the stoppage, and he failed to do so. And I was just like, what? And I can't understand how he let Ortiz off the hook the way he did, because I thought that's why it was gonna be over now. Obviously, if that shit ended in 2, I'd be like, God damn, this nigga Ruiz is focused now. Like,
he needed that. Like, dude, he needed that. Like, it almost felt like Charles Martin was handling dude better until he got stopped. Like, Ruiz was just, like, I felt like Ortiz was just too competitive with him throughout the fight. He was always rocking him with single shots, and he was buzzing him. It just, he couldn't keep the offense up for stretches. And
this is where the conditioning shit comes into play. Because I know Ruiz said, I'm never going to win a bodybuilding contest. We don't expect you to, but clearly if you're taking shortcuts of your conditioning, it's going to bite you in the ass. Because the problem is with him in these type of fights, his conditioning let him down. When he lost his belt because of conditioning, he lost the Parker fight, because of conditioning.
He could never go into that second gear.
Do y'all think he was scared of Ortiz's left counter, maybe too, or?
I wouldn't say
he was
not scared, but I mean cautious of it.
It was both cautious because they was both be able to hurt each other. But the thing is, Ortiz, he did more with what he had than Ruiz. Ruiz barely won as the younger guy in his prime because he doesn't know how to push the pace when he has a guy going. He'll keep a dude at the edge of the cliff instead of knocking him over.
Right? On my phone.
Yeah, and the thing is, and the funny thing is, it's almost making like the Joshua fight, the first fight, an aberration.
It is. It's more looking at it like, damn, what the fuck was Joshua going through than to lose to this guy? Because, like, remember, like, and he's making Wilder look better too now.
Right.
By default, because first of all, like, Wilder stopped Areola and he did go life and death with him. Right. Fucking, yeah, he was struggling with damn Ortiz, but at least he stopped him.
Right. Twice. Yeah.
Twice. Like, so it's like, come on, Ruiz, it's like you're not even doing a good job selling the potential Wilder fight.
Right. And the worst thing is too is like this. I mean, it's after the second, not the third. If I'm not going to I think it was round 7 or 8. He closed one of Ortiz's eye, and for whatever reason, that made Ortiz fight harder, and Ortiz was starting to land more shots. Like, Ruiz was like, for some reason, couldn't get out of the way because he either was too tired or didn't have the work rate to do anything after that. But Ortiz had enough. He was surging and winning some of those late rounds, and the scores reflected that it's like without the 3 knockdowns, a PBC draw is like feasible, or Ortiz eked it out.
Some people actually thought Ortiz won the fight, even with the knockdown. Like, I've literally seen a lot of people say it. I don't think so.
He definitely lost.
He lost.
The most hope for is a draw, but I feel like he lost, but he could feel proud of himself for the performance. And like, most people looking at it like, damn, if this was just 2 years earlier, or if this was the Ortiz that fought Wilder either time, like, he probably beats Ruiz.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Especially with all them, withstanding all those knockdowns. Like, dude, look,
right?
You can't be scoring all these multiple knockdowns and be winning by 1 and 2 points. Like, it defeats the purpose.
It's just redundant.
In this case, Ruiz won by 3 on 2 cards.
Andy Quillen, fucking Andy Quillen ass nigga, like.
I mean, that Quillen and down fight will always be the standard of about winning a fight, by like 2 or no, it was by like 4 or 5 or whatever, but scoring 6 knockdowns. Like, that's poor. That means you lost every other round. Like, it's like, the fight should never be that type of close. In fact, reaching 115 after 6 knockdowns is pathetic. Really,
he dropped him 3 times, right?
Oh, 6.
No, I'm saying 6. He dropped him 3.
Oh, I'm talking about for Quillen and down fight.
Oh, that's my fault.
That was like 6 pounds when we reached 115.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how bad you gotta be getting outboxed to drop somebody 6 times, and you getting 115 scores.
Yeah.
What would like god damn, like it's just so like Ruiz, like he's reaching that territory. Like they always try to come out like they're really hyping this dude. Like they always try to make it seem like he's training and he's losing weight, when all he does is lose weight from his legs, because it's like they're the smallest part on him. Like he got like weird short legs, and so he's very top heavy, and
and his forward is awful. Yeah, the funny thing is, I mean, I do always say, I do think that Ruiz has some skills, like he doesn't, but it just seems like
that's what make it frustrating, because he don't apply himself enough.
Yeah, it's like it's just like it's either he has skills though, but it's always the flaws, and it's the constant flaws that we think that it's the reason why a lot of his career was in obscurity. It's because his flaws are just so great. Like for his talent he has, like he has these type of fights, and it's just like
because the speed, the quick hands was definitely getting to Ortiz.
Hey, let me ask real quick, where was the fast hands? Because he's known for his fast hands, but where were the fucking combos at?
He was only throwing them to like maybe 3 punches, because
he was throwing when he got close, he was throwing them, right? But it seems like he wasn't using them.
All he could throw, like those mid-range combos, and the thing is, he was countering with them too, because Ortiz was trying to get his left in there. Yeah,
that left, yeah. It was a southpaw too, so I guess and Ortiz always been a higher pedigree boxer, So
he was working jab at certain spots, but like his hands weren't as quick as normally, but they were still quick enough to like fuck with Ortiz, because bothering. But the thing is, he kept the exchanges going, and like that works sometimes, because you get time that speed, you get the little pattern. But other than that, it was a solid fight, nothing to write home about.
It was a cool card, I guess.
Well, I thought the main event was shit. I was not happy with that fight.
It wasn't that good of it. It was the average, man.
Like it should have been a knockout for real. Like I was not happy.
It should have been. Yeah, it should have been a
knockout. And we got some knockdowns and some exchanges, but as far as like, I can't call it a terrible fight, because I feel like fights like fucking what's his name?
Nigga, that shit was ho hum as fuck.
No, because I got a perfect fight that was way worse than that. That if we're talking about ho hum, like this is like you know what it was? The double Swift card. That's a ho hum.
Yeah,
I can't put Ortiz Ruiz on that same level.
There's been much worse main events.
Yeah, like way worse. Like
speaking of Parker Joshua was pretty bad. You know what I mean? I remember that.
I was highly disappointed in that one.
So, we gotta keep it in perspective. I don't want to go overboard. A nigga listen to this shit 5 years later, and he's like, "What the fuck these niggas was talking about?" That was a decent fight. Like, I just rewatched Touch of Sleep Chris Bird. Like, these motherfuckers.
What? You did what?
I'm just saying somebody in general, not me.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you actually did that shit for real. I was like, why?
No. I don't rewatch boring fights.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, I thought you actually said you were. I was about to say, why?
I'm saying an example. Somebody in the future would listen to this podcast and they would hear us talking how bad that fight was, and they'd be like, "Are you serious? This fight ain't bad. I just literally watched Chris Bird Touch of Sleep, and that fight's terrible." So
yeah, absolutely. Even for someone who's a Chris Bird fan like yourself, like
exactly,
that fight was unacceptable.
So it's like still got to keep it in perspective. But somebody arrived finally.
Yes, the fourth.
I'm back. Did you miss me?
Who did that in there? What show were the motherfucker was talking about? Did you miss me? Like,
The bodega is back in session. So,
I want to chop cheese with mango slices on the side, nigga.
Well, P, you came just in time, man. So yeah, because we just finished off, talking about Ruiz Ortiz, man. But before going to that one, for Ruiz, honestly, fighting Wilder right now. I mean, honestly, it'll be a chance that Wilder will land this one punch man shit on him and get him out of there.
He's like, no, let Ruiz keep getting better. Like, no, he'll lose by this. At this rate.
The Ruiz that fought Ortiz would definitely get slapped by Wilder. No doubt about it.
Yeah. And then Ortiz,
he showed no variety, no nothing. It was the most. That's what I'm saying. It was the most blah performance in a win from Ruiz I've seen in a while.
Honestly, I would give Chisora a better chance against Wilder than I would Ruiz. Seriously.
Yeah.
I expected Wilder. I think Wilder would slump Ruiz, but now I'm 100%. I mean, depending how he looks against Lanius, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's Lanius though. But yeah, I don't see anything that he's improved on that he won't avoid Wilder's right hand. And about me, I don't like I said, the one punch man shit with Wilder, I'm not a fan of. But
what it is? He's not gonna have look, if dude comes in at 245, 250, and he lose that extra 15 pounds so he could get a good quick step with his jab, he could fuck up Wilder. But he's not gonna do that, so he'll lose to Wilder.
Right.
So that's, I'm just making it simple, nigga. I don't know if you had the whole explanation, but he's not gonna you see how he struggled to get inside with Ortiz.
Yeah.
Ruiz is too heavy on his feet, and that's what will be his downfall against Wilder.
And he's just too heavy, period.
Yeah. Yes, period.
Because even if he lost, even if his feet don't get faster, if he could just move forward faster. That's the sad part.
Right.
He has no.
I'm saying he has fast hands, but it's offset by his slow feet and zero head movement.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. And the thing is, he had and he actually made Ortiz miss certain times, which was crazy. I think Ortiz was just gunning for this dude.
Right.
But yeah, because you notice when Chris Arreola lost weight, he was punching more fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. The dude was coming out
it happens. That's what happened with Ruiz. Because we were saying even before he got on, Ruiz got he's disproportionate. He has a gorilla. He's small hind legs and big upper body legs or some shit.
Right.
Oh yeah, so him and Wilder would be the battle of the chicken legs. Oh Lord,
he don't have chicken legs. He's more like a stocky bulldog legs. Like Wilder got actual legs, long, real legs.
They're disproportionate. They're super disproportionate considering his upper body.
For Ruiz, Wilder just got chicken legs.
Right.
I don't think this shit is abnormally long or nothing. But Ruiz is really disproportionate. If you put someone's arms as they legs, that's how his shit look.
Absolutely.
And so imagine, it's there's no way he's gonna be damn zip lining towards niggas in the ring. But he lose fucking weight, he could get a little pep in his step and the punches get off a little quicker. That's all he need. If he do what he do naturally and he does it 15 pounds lighter, he could beat Wilder. That's a 50-50 fight, honestly.
Yeah. Right.
But he's not going to do that, so it's a 70-30 fight, Wilder favor.
So basically, Ruiz at his quote-unquote best, which is not going to be the case, it's a 50-50 fight. If Ruiz is at
honestly, he has the pedigree to beat Wilder.
He does. I mean, honestly, he at his best.
If you could move your head and get inside of Wilder, I'm telling you, remember, I called it with the Fury rematch. That's the way to beat this nigga. And especially if you could get Wilder throwing it right hand. Look at the left hook he been practicing with Malik Scott.
Yeah.
Like he leaves his whole body open throwing that shit.
Mhm.
You want him to be throwing that bull, getting close.
Right.
Wilder's my boy, but it's kind of crazy. Ruiz got a better resume than him.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. I mean, that's no shade. It is what it is. Like
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Shit.
I mean, it's kind of hard to trump a Joshua win. So
Yeah.
So the Joshua win that he should have had.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's a lot of different things. And with Ortiz now, I think Ortiz should really retire because it's like it's clear that his legs.
he still wants to keep going. He said.
You know, he got one more. You know, they're gonna give him one more. You know what I mean? You know,
Against who? Against who?
Chris Ariola, loser goes home, winner stays home. I don't know.
Maybe Frank Sanchez, Negron winner. You know, some shit like that.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Only one fight. Like no. Like
That Marizan guy. They're in PBC. I'm just making realistic matchups. That's all.
Oh, you want the battle of the 40-year-old Cuban versus the battle of the 50-year-old Cuban? Good lord.
That's what I'm saying. Like he won his Highlander fight. Like fuck all that. Like I'd rather you mix that whole squad up. Like but fuck these niggas. I mean, I'm just man. You know, fuck it. This ring game. Fuck these niggas. I want to talk about the ladies right now, man. Like
There you go. Yeah,
this is cool. Rah. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all had a mid-ass fight, a mid-ass card, mid-ass pay-per-view, but this is it. It's over. Like it's done. We gonna talk about the fucking what the world been talking about and waiting for.
Yeah,
So
women.
Pat,
Yes, sir.